Hey Raiders, it's Monday, May 25th, I believe, and it's hashtag Motivation Monday, and I thought it was good to start with that quote by Confucius. It doesn't matter how slowly you go as long as you keep going. And I think it's important now because I was just chatting with someone today how, we've now exceeded the amount of time we would have been off for summer. We'd be back at the school by now. So if this was like summertime, we're into September and we're still not together. So this is where we really need to dig deep into our coping skills or coping strategies. And at the beginning, it was like, okay, here we are. We're isolated. We're going to do this. We're going to do, whatever. And now because it's so long, we're running out of steam and we're giving up. And any of you who run marathons will know that we need to pace ourselves. So for those of us who don't run marathons, pacing ourselves means, we have to be aware of our energy and what we're capable of and keep going. I want to revisit something I talked about in one of my earlier videos. And it was, I had the whiteboard and there was a big circle. And we wrote down things that we worry about, but we have no control over. So that's like global events, this pandemic, the virus, that sort of thing. Then there was a medium-sized circle, and I wrote down things that we worry about that we have some kind of influence over, but still no complete control. And that could be our relationships, our friends, family, things like that. And then the inner circle was all about the stuff that we do have control over. And so it's important to recognize that those things that we do have control over are the structure of our day, our attitude, whether we exercise, meditate, breathing, relaxation stuff when we get stressed, naming our emotions and knowing how to deal with that. There's a lot of good resources online that I know chaplains are sharing, I'm sharing. If you follow ROC, if you follow the Canadian Mental Health Association, they're posting great stuff on how to deal with emotions, how to, be okay, that sort of thing. So make sure you put that on your radar because that will be really helpful to get through in the next few weeks. And we are in a stretch of beautiful weather, and going outside for 30 minutes, getting some vitamin D, getting that fresh air, even though it is a bit warm, it's still good for us and our mental health to, get a new scene from, the walls of our homes. So if you're feeling that you need to reach out, reach out. We're here. I'm available. Ms. Dawson, Ms.R, your teachers, guidance. We're all around. Just because we're out of sight does not mean we're out of mind. Okay, that's important to keep in mind. Just because we're not at the building doesn't mean that we're not still a school community. Out of sight does not mean out of mind. We just have to make more of an effort to put certain things on our radar to make sure that we're being looked after, that we look after ourselves, showing ourselves that self-compassion. All right, those are my Monday motivation thoughts. Stay Raiders strong, everyone. Thinking of you. And remember, stay on track with the things you can control. Oh, this is my other point I wanted to add to that. There's a professor of psychology I recently watched, and he's talking about mental health during the COVID. And we don't want to get in the habit of learned helplessness. And that's that feeling where, oh, well, we give up. We think, oh, nothing we do makes a difference. And so we just end up letting life happen to us rather than taking care of those things that we can control and still exerting some kind of influence on our day-to-day activities. So we're isolated. So there's a pandemic. It doesn't mean we have to give up. So try to keep yourself from learning that learned helplessness and remind yourself that there are things you can control and can do. All right, now I'll bid you adieu, and that's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Stay Raider strong, everyone. I'm thinking of you, and I miss you so much, and hopefully sooner than later we can gather at that school. Bye.